Hi, elementary art teachers. It's Amy, and today's lesson is a bird's eye view. Here's a picture of a finished student sample. You can see the warm color flowers, the cool color background. Here's another picture of a student's finished sample. This lesson comes from my friend Frances, and this one is her student. When you're making a painting of a bird's eye view, you want to explain to the students what that means. So this lesson is great for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. It takes 5 40-minute class periods to do. On day 1, your anticipatory set might be artists use space in different ways. Eye level, bird's eye view, worm's eye view. A bird's eye view is like you are looking down from an airplane or the way that a bird would see when it's flying overhead. Students, the objectives for this lesson are to create a successful bird's eye painting using flowers and insects, also to use warm and cool colors, paint carefully, neatly, paint layers, patterns, details, and add your imagination. So on the very first day, the students are going to need some pictures of flowers and insects. So if you will, teachers, Google line drawings of flowers, line drawings of insects, and print these off. Your students will have some good examples to look at when they're doing their drawings. I give them a scrap paper and a pencil on day 1, and I let them try a lot of different combinations so they can play with it. And then also on day 1, we go ahead and get started on the actual artwork. So I give them a piece of blue paper or black paper. I have even used lilac before, but I kind of like the dark colors. The blue is great for students who don't finish the background, then they've got a color there. And at this point, take away the pencils and give them just simple blackboard chalk, white. And they're going to look at the pictures again, and they're going to draw insects and flowers. So since it is a bird's eye view, they're not going to have stems coming up from the bottom. Their stems are coming from everywhere. It's like the flowers are like looking down at them. So we always say make your stems go off the 3 or 4 sides of your paper. I tell them to make at least 1 insect and at least 1 flower. And that way, if they want all insects and 1 flower, that's fine, or all flowers and just 1 bug, that's fine. But they're going to draw all of it with chalk. It encourages them to draw bigger and more interesting. And then you can see on here, here's a lilac one that we've started painting. We've got the insect going here, and we just use tempera for these. And here's one that's even farther along that started with a black paper. They're going to choose whether or not they want to do warm flowers and cool colors in the background, or cool flowers and warm colors in the background. The fact that we've added white to all the background colors makes them tints, T-I-N-T, tint, and that makes them recede a little bit more. But as you know, warm colors come forward and cool colors recede. So you've drawn them and you've started painting them. Students that are finished can make this kind of a painting much, much better. They can come in and line it. They can add, patterns, polka dots. They could draw and paint a worm, spider webs. So they can keep making it better and better as the rest of the class catches up. And then after painting, they've got a full finished one, like those ones from the beginning. As far as additional grabbers, this picture right here, I love to use on one of the days when you come in. This painting is by Grant Wood. You know him as the artist of American Gothic. This is Paul Revere's Midnight Ride by Grant Wood. And you can see as he's riding along, he's warning the Americans that the British are coming. I think they called them actually the regulars are coming. And you see the lights go on as he passes by, and it's a bird's eye view. I also, on another day, like to show the students this. This is just a photograph. It's an aerial view of New York City. You can see New York City here, and this is, I think this is called Governor's Island. And that always amazes them. That's what a bird's eye view is, looking down. It's fun to use some different artwork. Famous artists, when you're doing this, Georgia O'Keeffe's single flower paintings are great. This artist here is named E.A. Segay, and he paints insects. So these are things that I pull up on my smartboard when they're working. This gives them great ideas for patterns for their bugs. And then ideas for flowers. Georgia O'Keeffe gets all of those great values out of their artworks, out of her artworks. Let's see here. As far as additional learning, make sure that you talk about cool and warm and patterns and outlining, tints, adding white to a color to get tints. And try the different discussions, see what they know. And thank you. Enjoy painting a bird's eye view with your students.